Now it's time for the weekly word with Pastor Gary Davis.
Hello, this is Pastor Davis with the word of the week. This week's word comes from the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 1, which reads, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." This week, I'd like to talk about no strings attached. When I read this scripture, I thought about the story of Pinocchio and how Pinocchio, who was a puppet controlled by the strings attached to his limbs, had one desire, which was to be real. The strings that were attached to Pinocchio had put him at the mercy of others. He could only move when the puppet master moved him. His whole relationship with the puppet master Geppetto had strings attached. A lot of Christians have a conditions-based relationship with God. A relationship that is based on how they feel, what they can get, and if they don't get what they want, then they turn to other avenues. Just like Pinocchio, our desires should be to be real, to love God with all our heart, no strings attached. Galatians 5 and 1 reminds us that Jesus came to set us free from bondage, and He loves us, no strings attached. It's time for us to stop putting conditions on our relationship with God. God, if you do this, I'll do that. God, if you give me this, I'll serve you. God, if you answer this prayer, I'll go to church. One of the reasons God's love is unconditional is because conditions bring bondage. Think about it this way. If you are in a relationship with someone and they tell you, I'll love you if you do X, Y, and Z, but if you don't do it, I won't love you. Aren't you glad God's love is irrevocable? No matter what you've done, God still loves you unconditionally with no strings attached. Be blessed.
This has been the weekly word with Pastor Gary Davis. You can follow him on Twitter at GWDavis1.